So we got a special treat right here in the detail garage. One of our cool customers stopped by with this brand new 2015 Mustang. Now these are real cool, and he came into our shop looking for some more shine and more pop right out of the paintwork. Now as you can tell, he keeps really good care of it. He's had it for a few months now, but he wants to bring out that color and make it shine even more. Now I love Mustangs. I got a red Mustang too, so we're going to use my favorite wax to make any red paint pop. Now this is a cool trick for red Mustangs. It also works on any type of red car, but if you have a red Mustang, you really want it to shine. So we're going to apply a coat of Chemical Guys E-zyme right to this 2015 Mustang. Now I love E-zyme. It brings out a rich, warm color because it's a true concourse show-worthy paste wax. Now this paste wax we hand pour them here in California, and they use natural, unbleached Brazilian carnauba wax. Now, a lot of different waxes are out there that we manufacture as well, and they may be a white carnauba, and that means that the carnauba is actually bleached to make a smooth white color. Now this gives a lot of bright pop to the car, but we want to bring warm depth. When you have a bright red color like this, it's already bright and rich already, but we want to bring the warm tone that you can get with yellow carnauba. So this paste wax has yellow carnauba. It actually has enzymes and fruit extracts from natural fruits blended right into the paste wax. So this paste wax is extremely soft, and that means it's going to give a warm, lustrous shine that only this wax can give. So I have everything set up here to give a nice coat of paste wax, and we're going to show you how I like to apply the best coat of paste wax. So the first thing you want to do is wash your whole car. This car's already been washed, and test if it needs to be clayed. This car is super smooth. The owner takes care of it, so it feels like it's been clayed very recently, so we're going to move right onto the paste wax. Now if your car needs to be clayed, just go ahead and use a clay bar, give it a good wash, but we can move right onto the car since it's already been washed and it's ready to be waxed. So when you apply paste wax, it's best to do it by hand. I like to do it by hand too. It gives you a nice connection with the car, and make sure you give a nice even coat. Now tip for all you guys out there, make sure you apply a nice thin coat. You don't want to apply too much, you don't want to apply it too thick. It's going to make removing and applying it a lot harder. So just make sure you give a nice thin coat. And the way I like to do that is with a foam applicator pad. This one is a UFO applicator pad, so as you can see, it has these UFO contour edges on the sides, and that way it's going to allow me just to get a nice coat. So first thing you want to do is take your paste wax, open it up, and then take your applicator pad in your hand and just rub gently on the paste wax. Now if it's a quality paste wax just like we manufacture, it's going to melt right into the pad. And I hope you guys see that. It's right in there. I'm going to add just a little bit more because I want to prime the pad. Now you don't need to wipe too much. That's just enough, and that's going to do a huge section on the hood. Remember, when you're applying wax, thinner is better. So let's start applying the wax. Now I'm going to apply this wax in lines. So I'm going to go nice, smooth lines. And you notice that since I primed my pad just right, I'm not applying it too thick. I'm actually applying it just the right thickness. Now also, tip from the pros, try not to push the wax into the small cracks and crevices. If you push wax in there, you'll actually get wax buildup, and it doesn't look too good. Nobody likes to go down the road and see a bunch of wax in the cracks. So make sure you apply a thin coat, but stay away from all of the cracks right here. So there's a vent right here that has a tight line all the way around it. I'm going to be very, very careful to apply the wax within the line so I'm not pushing it inside the crack. Nobody likes crack. Crack is wax. So we'll keep moving around. I'm going to take a little bit more paste wax and put it on there. Now, without a doubt, E-zyme is my favorite paste wax that we manufacture here at Chemical Guys. We make 50/50, we make lava, we also make black, white, and Pete's 53 and XXX paste wax. But out of all of those, this one is by far my favorite. Now, I have a metallic red Mustang. This one's race red, so it's like a bright orange reddish tone. I have a darker metallic red, and this is really what gives the best shine. People always ask, what type of wax do you use? And this one is it. By far my favorite. We'll add a little bit more. And you notice I'm not using a lot. I'm using a nice thin coat. You don't need to use too much. If you look on your pad and you have that nice little area of wax right there, that's all you need to keep going. So I'm going to keep applying it until my pad's done, and then I'm going to buff this out. And the reason you want a nice thin coat is because if you apply a thin coat, the wax will easily buff off almost instantly. I'm going to move my wax out of the way. Remember, stay away from the cracks, stay off the edges. Now if you want, you can apply this to the headlights too. I like to apply it to the headlights and all the painted surfaces. But if you can, stay away from textured plastic, because textured plastic likes dressings. It does not like wax. So as you see, I got a nice even coat over about half the hood. Now I'm going to let this dry for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, and let it bond to the surface, and then I'm going to buff it off. It's good to let your Carnauba paste wax stick on the surface and then buff it off to give the best shine. So I'm going to go take a break, I'm going to grab some water, and then we're going to come back, buff it off, and reveal that true shine. We'll see you guys in a moment. So we're back after a few minutes, and now we're going to go ahead and buff off the paste wax to make sure we got a nice shine. And before you remove the paste wax, you want to do the finger test to make sure that your wax is bonded and dried to the surface. So just take your finger, go ahead and swipe it on the surface, and if it removes the wax easily with just a swipe of your finger, it's ready to be removed. So I'm going to use a premium microfiber towel on this amazing American muscle car. This one's silk banded, so I'm not going to scratch the surface. So take your microfiber towel, and you can gently and lightly buff off the wax. Now you don't have to put a lot of pressure. If you put a thin coat, it should easily remove very easily. So I'm easily just swiping the towel and I'm removing the paste wax. And look at the shine we're getting. We're getting a nice brilliant luster from this Mustang. Now if you apply the paste wax too thick, it's not going to buff off easy. So make sure when you apply the paste wax, you apply a thin, even coat with a nice premium foam applicator pad. You can easily do the whole car. I like to apply and buff off my paste wax by hand to ensure that I have a nice thin coat and every surface is protected. Because paste wax is going to do a lot for the vehicle. Paste wax is actually going to protect your car against water spots and UV solar rays and fading. It's also going to ensure that if bird droppings get on your car, they don't stain or hurt the paint. Those are all the benefits. Plus, paste wax actually enhances the look, and that's why it's called the queen of waxes. And it really brings out this Americana glow from this American muscle car. Now you notice I haven't even flipped over my microfiber towel yet, and that's because I applied a thin, even coat. With one pot of paste wax, you should be able to get 100 applications. And even though I applied this paste wax, I barely used any from my whole entire pot. That means I have a whole entire pot to do many more cars, and I can easily get 100 coats out of one pot. We'll go back to buffing it off. And you notice I'm taking my time when I'm buffing it off to make sure that I don't scratch the vehicle. I'm not pushing too hard, and that's why I'm using a premium microfiber towel that I know won't scratch the surface. Also, when you buff off your paste wax, you don't want to go in hard circles. Make sure you go in just small circles, or I like to go in lines with the flow of the vehicle. And there we go. We got a nice, amazing look. And the paint looks bold and rich and has that warm look. Now, I like a warm look on red paint. That way it looks great. It stands out in the sun whenever I go driving. Now, you can pick up some Chemical Guys E-zyme right now on our website, chemicalguys.com. It works on all vehicles, all colors, but it works extremely good on reds, blacks, and any type of darker color to bring out that warm, beautiful shine. Go ahead and pick it up right now on our website, chemicalguys.com. But always remember to have fun, stay clean, and keep on detailing.